Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Genesis if you're new, and this is Wealthy on Purpose. In today's video, you guys, we are going to be doing a little cash condensing. I will also be talking a little bit about my high yield savings account, what I use it for, interest, categories, all that stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So I have a few placeholders here that I'm going to use just to take some money back to the bank. I will also be using my notebook just to write down like anything I need to take back to the bank. So let's start in my savings challenge binder, just because this is where a bulk of the money that I'm saving and that kind of stuff comes from. So there's nothing in my cash savings that I want to take to the bank right now. This is going to stay cash, but let's start with my 100 envelope challenge, because I think this is going to need the most work out of everything. So currently I have that our 100 envelope challenge has 1,000, 1,500, 16, 17, 1,800. So we need to unstuff a little bit. So let's get this party rolling. So we have 110, and I guess I will just use my calculator here so I can keep track. So we have 110 in that one. We have 150, 170, 190, 210, 220, and 225. So we'll add 225. Next, we have 150, 160, 165, 66, 7, 8, and 169. We'll also add that into the mix. And then I think this is the last one we're unstuffing. We have 150 and 170. So 170. So we should have $674. Let me just make sure that's exactly what we have before I proceed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 55, 550, 570, 590, 610, 630, 640, 50, 60, 570, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we are exactly where we need to be, so that's awesome. All right, we're just gonna throw this money back in the cash tray so we can kind of get this going. I don't have a $500 placeholder on me, so we are just going to have to settle for hundreds. So let's do this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have another one here. So 600s. And then I'm actually going to keep the 74 in cash just because I don't usually take back like smaller amounts. So, yeah. We'll keep the 74, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, awesome. So this should be the total amount we have in our 100 envelope savings challenge. So we have 1,000, 1,500, 16, 17, 18, 1,900, 2,000, 21, 2, 3, 2,400, 2,450, 2,470, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 2,474, I believe. So we are almost at the halfway mark. Like my next stuffing, I should be able to get to the halfway point in this challenge, which is awesome. I'm very, very excited that we are making some good progress on that. So let me write down that I did take back $600 to the bank for the 100 envelope challenge. That's going to be nice. So I will include on the screen how much interest I've made on this challenge since I've had it in the bank, just in case you were interested. And then I'm also going to take out the ones that we've done, just so that I can stay organized. All right, so that wraps it up for that one. And let's see if we can condense down my monthly savings challenge a little bit. So this has 51, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna take these ones back to the bank and switch it out for a 5. And then we're gonna switch these 50s for a $100 bill. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, another $100 bill. So awesome. And then I am gonna keep this in cash just because this is our fun money for the next month. So we do use cash for this. So awesome. Okay, very excited about getting that nice and condensed. I guess I can condense this too. These are 210, so I'm just gonna swap this for this $20 bill, which is a star note, because I'm not getting rid of my star notes. All right, so that wraps it up for my savings challenges. Let's move into my long term, because usually this has the second most things to condense. All right, hopefully we have enough space here. Okay, so in card tags, we have 50, 70, 90, 110. So let's go ahead and grab 110. I'm gonna need that. And then I am gonna do a placeholder for this one because I wanna take that money back to the bank. So this one can earn interest as well. Card tags is another category that I have in my high yield savings account specifically to gain interest. So we have 110 for that. And I had already saved up before, but we're saving up for the next go around. So very excited. Travel, I'm gonna keep this in cash, but I wanna condense it down. So we have 20, 40, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So let's grab a $50 bill. Got the old bills going on in this envelope, which is awesome. Birthday, I'm gonna keep the 200 cash, I think, but I am gonna condense it, or I think I'm gonna keep the 50s. I'm gonna keep this exactly how it is. I will be shopping for my fiance soon for his birthday. I also have a category in birthday for my high yield savings account. So that's awesome because I get to earn interest. Next is electronics, but it only has 30. Vehicle maintenance, it has 200 that's already in my high yield savings account. We have 50, 70, 80, 95, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 100. So we're gonna swap this for a placeholder 100. And we're gonna go ahead and write that down as vehicle maintenance. And I do like to swap it at $100 increments, just so that I am able to get as much money, like my money making money. And also I keep less real money at home. That's a big deal in terms of safety. For anniversary, we have 120. I'm just gonna swap this for a $20 bill. We're actually doing really good on this one so far. Next, we're moving into medical. And medical, I think what I'm gonna do is keep it like this because I'm gonna have to spend it soon and I wanna have the smaller denominations. For holidays or Christmas, this already has 600 in my high yield savings account, and we have 50, 70, 95, 100. So $100 is gonna go back in the bank for Christmas, which I need a placeholder for. I need to put my placeholders in my cash tray rather than like right next to me. So we're gonna grab those. And Christmas. My handwriting is really bad because I'm in a weird position. I promise I write better than this. I promise, guys. Okay. So in holidays, we now have $700 in my high yield savings account. And this one has been making me pretty good interest all year. And I'll talk more about the high yield savings account at the end of the video. So if you're here for that, make sure you stick around so we can chit chat. I'm gonna keep this how it is. And then for renewals, like my annual renewals, we have 50, 70, 90, 100, and 120. So let's just go ahead and I'm debating if I want to do this in cash I think I'm gonna keep it in, no. I'm gonna do a placeholder. I'm just gonna have to make a new category in my high yield savings account. So we're gonna add renewals. And this also is getting $100. So we've been making really good progress in this binder specifically, which is very good. So that wraps it up for my long term. And in my short term binder, I usually don't have a lot of stuff going in my high yield savings account, but I can always condense some of these envelopes down. So this one just has 20, so I'm not worried about it. Household, let's see what we have. We have 10, 25, and 30. So I'm just gonna grab a nicer 10. And maybe a nicer 20. All right. 30 in household. Sage and Cairo, I think I want to keep the change, but let me just check. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to grab a 50. I'm going to condense it down. So in Sage and Cairo, they now have 1, 2, 300, 350, 370, and 375. I just took Sage to the groomer, so I had to make sure I had enough to kind of condense that down. Eating out, we're just gonna swap this for a 10. Which, let's see if I can find a decent one. Here we go. All right, date night. I kind of like to keep this mixed too, just because we like to tip. So I think I can actually swap this for a 50 though. All right, so we have 50, 65. This is awesome. I can actually probably go on a pretty nice date night. Personal hygiene. I'm really just worried about my challenge. So this one has 50, 70, 90, 105. So for now, I think I'm just going to keep this in actual money. I'm debating, what should I do? Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it in cash for now. Well, let me see how much more of the challenge I have to go. Actually, no, we're gonna put this in my high yield savings account as well. It's just a buffer, so I'm not gonna need the cash. So we have 105 in my little personal hygiene buffer. And we're gonna make a new category for this as well. So personal hygiene. And I use SoFi, so I'm able to create buckets, which is so convenient for the cash stuffing system because I feel like it just works really well. I'm just gonna swap these for better bills. All right, so we have 35 in the regular fund. Because by the end of this quarter, I should be able to complete that buffer. For clothing, we have 10, 25, 30, and 33. So I'm just going to swap this for a $20 bill. And that's gonna wrap it up for clothing. YouTube just has a 20. Long day has been condensed already. Gifts, let's see. We have 20, 40, 50, and 55. So let's go ahead and condense this down. And we'll grab a better 5. All right, so 55 is what we have in gifts. It's always hard to unstuff after I've condensed, but I think we'll be okay. I'm gonna swap this for a 10. So shopping has 15. Home improvement. This has 25. So we're just gonna swap these for a 20 and a better 5. And that is all that Home Improvement has. Fun has 5, 10, and 12. So we're just gonna swap these for a better 10. All right. And then our miscellaneous buffer has 10, 15, 25, and 28. So let's just swap these out for a $20 bill. Maybe that one. I try to keep the good ones because I always find myself getting bad bills from the bank. So I try to, like, they give me like literal ripped ones with marker, like, so I try my best to, you know, keep them looking nice in my binders if I can. So that wraps it up for my last binder, but I do have one more envelope that is from my bills binder, and that is Mint Mobile. So I periodically deposit this, not even when it reaches 100, just I deposit what I can. So I'm gonna deposit $60 from Mint Mobile, but I'm going to notate that on my little sheet. Mint Mobile is our phone subscription. So this happens every 6 months. So for those 6 months, I'm able to kind of save up and earn interest. That's kind of why I like to withdraw it every once in a while. So that is it for the condensing. Let's add up everything to see if we have exactly what we need. So we have 600, 100, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so 460. So we should be taking back $1,160. So let's do our ultimate count to see kind of where we ended up. So we have 100, 200, 51, 52, 50, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84. Wow, 400 exact. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 100. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. That is a spick and span condensing, y'all. So we have accurately condensed. We will be taking $1,160 back to the bank. So I've got that notated in my book, but now I want to talk a little bit about how I use my high yield savings account. So if you are just here for the condensing, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you hanging out with me and watching me get to save that money. But if you want to know how I utilize this money in my high yield savings account, go ahead and stick around for the next few minutes. So I do use SoFi high yield savings account, and with SoFi, I think I earn 4.6% APR on my money. So that means the money that I have in savings is actually earning me interest. So it's kind of like free money for just having your money sit in the bank. And a lot of people who critique like the cash stuffing system, they're like, you're losing interest. You're not taking advantage of like all the things your money can do. This is one way that cash stuffers ensure that they are also reaping the benefits of a high yield savings account. It's a little bit of an extra step, but I personally think it helps me save. And then when I do it like this, I don't just look at a number in my bank account. I'm actually looking at like specific categories that I love and admire. And that I've worked hard to build. So that's kind of how I use my high yield savings account. I take the money out of my envelopes as you just seen, and then I deposit it directly into my categories. So I will show like a little screen thing of my categories and kind of how I name them. And I just will deposit. So as I said, I have my emergency fund, any travel, all of that stuff is under one account, and it's with multiple different category. So SoFi allows this, and I think Ally Bank also allows this. And if I'm not mistaken, Capital One allows like the buckets. So if you're a cash stuffer, you're looking to open a savings account, but you still want to organize your savings very similar to how you do it in your binders, I 1000% recommend one of those three savings accounts. Now, I am not by any means sponsored by SoFi, but I do have a referral link. So if you sign up, create a SoFi account, you'll get some money and I'll get some money. So if you've been thinking about creating a SoFi account, I will leave that link down below just for your ease of reference, but you can obviously just set up an account on your own. So that is kind of what I do. I've been earning for the past few months about $30-ish of interest and each month. So that's just interest that I make from having my money sit in the savings account. And yeah, so that is kind of how I use my high yield savings account with the cash stuffing method. I'll just take this money back to the bank, deposit it into its unique category, and then watch the interest grow. So when you do have buckets, you can kind of have your buckets make interest on whatever amounts in there. So if it's $100, it'll be like, I don't know, like 80 cents or $1. It's not like substantial. But if you have like your emergency fund in a category, that'll make you about 12 to 15, depending on how much money you have in there. But let's just say you have $2,000 of $2,000 of an emergency fund. That'll make you about $12 to $15 a month just on that category. So that kind of gives you some idea of what you might be able to earn with a high yield savings account. So I really appreciate it. That's where all this money goes. It's safe in the bank. I keep very minimal actual cash, which is great because then if something happens, and I do have a safe at home, you know, it's locked up, put away, but just in case, like I won't be devastated, like my life savings won't be sitting in my house. So that is a really important piece. And if you've been kind of teetering the cash stuffing system or you're unsure of like how you can actually save, this is what I do. This is my method. So that is it, you guys. That's kind of how I use like high yield savings and how it's been helpful for me. I also like let my interest accumulate and I'll use that for like a fun night out, or I'll use my interest to like help with travel costs. Like over time, you can gain like hundreds of dollars that you can use during Christmas time and things like that. So just pay attention to the benefits of a high yield savings account. If you've never heard of one, I 100% recommend it. But yeah, you guys, that about wraps it up. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I will see you in the next one. All right, babe, stay well. Bye. Come back on it. You can put 100 grams on it. Anything.